Hi, I'm Jonny Smith from the Late Break Show.
I'm Richard Porter from Sniff Petrol. Together, we are Smith and Sniff.
Yeah, you join us outside the Festival of Speed Future Labs. What's that then, Richard?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me that, Jonny. Future Lab has been here at Festival of Speed for 10 years. It's actually celebrating its 10th birthday in its current form next year. It's really a celebration of STEM, science, technology, engineering and monkeys,
Murals, marbles,
mathematics. And it's a look at far-sighted technology, the stuff that the most brilliant brains in this country and others are working on at the moment that will come to our cars and every other aspect of our lives. So we're going to go in there and have a look at some stuff.
Let's explore.
Actually, before we go inside, I just wanted to have a look at this, which is outside. It's very easy to think of drones as a bit scary because they can do scary things, but they can also be nice. Things like this uncrewed aerial vehicle, which is a little helicopter basically with contra-rotating rotors there, so no need for a tail rotor. It's designed to do nice things like dropping humanitarian supplies. This one does medivac.
It's brilliant. I quite like this. So yeah, it's a halfway house between a helicopter and a drone. This actually has a petrol engine in it, 140 horsepower, but it can lift up to 600 kilos, which is either one really large person,
yes,
or quite a lot of cargo. But of course it can get into places where you might not normally want to take a helicopter.
Yeah,
and it also doesn't look scary.
Too dangerous or too difficult to send a helicopter in. This little fella will do it for you, and in that context, I welcome our new robot overlords. Let's go inside. This is a particularly fascinating area of Future Lab. It's all about our oceans. 3 different organisations here, but working together for this Seabed 2030 project. When this started in 2017, we'd only mapped about 6% of the ocean floor all across the globe. Now it's up to about just over 27%.
Yeah, which is amazing considering the ocean covers 70% of the world.
Yeah, it's extraordinary really. We know so little about it. Now some of this mapping is being done. The organisation over here, Seakeepers, private boats and commercial shipping are already checking the depth as they go along. It's part of their navigation. So what these people do is it's a crowdsourcing project. They're saying it's actually the largest crowdsourcing project in the world at the moment. The little widget goes on your navigation, takes the depth data, and then you upload it to these guys. It feeds into this, and they can find out things they didn't know about the oceans. There are shallow bits in the middle of the oceans. It's useful to know that for shipping reasons, so you don't clonk your oil tanker into them.
It's kind of similar to how the Google card did all the street view mapping, or how apps like Waze work, where people can tell you if there's an obstruction in the road. It's kind of like that, but in the world seas.
They found that parts of the ocean are in fact more mountainous than they thought, and this is a particularly fascinating one. If you can see here on this interactive globe, that was the efforts to find that lost Malaysian airliner. In the course of doing so, they discovered this is actually a very mountainous part of the ocean floor. They didn't know that before, and now they do, and that actually sort of explains why they haven't found that plane, because it could be down a deep valley, but also deep underwater. So that is actually a useful gain from an unfortunate incident. This is the Mariana Trench. We know about that. You can see that's really well mapped.
Yeah.
They say
the shallow stuff's the yellow bits, right?
But the Pacific is relatively unmapped. They need more volunteers, they need more boats, more data from there, because knowing the topography of the ocean floor can actually help with learning about tsunamis and things like that. So this is all for the greater good.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
The other thing, obviously we've been plundering the ocean for oil for a long time, but there's also other minerals in the ocean which ultimately we might want to know about. And knowledge is power. It's really, really amazing. And I still can't believe how little we know.
I know.
We're too busy going up to space. I blame Tim Peake.
All right, easy there. Let's go. Here's an interesting one. This is something called Birdley, created by a Swiss company. Originally, it was a bit of fun. Pretend to be a bird, fly around in a virtual reality environment on this rig here, which Johnny's going to get on now.
I'm going to do it soon. Born out of the idea, really, of the fact that we dream a lot about flying, apparently.
But not like in a plane. As an actual bird.
Yes. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go on there. I think I'm going to explore the surface of the moon, but they also are affiliated with Google Maps, and through Buckingham University, they've done a lot of studies to see whether this is a good way of reducing anxiety and de-stressing.
This is the belief. So initially just started as a bit of fun, but now some boffins in Buckingham reckon this could be used to help with people with extreme stress, PTSD, things like that. Escape from reality, pretend to be a bird, swoop over New York, or as Jonny's about to do, swoop over the moon, come back, poo on my car. That's the sort of experience you could get.
I'm just checking my airlon.
You've got to check before you take off, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah.
We'll be able to see on the screen what Jonny's seeing, but obviously he gets to move around, so he's getting a more immersive experience. It says on the screen, going to moon, but then no internet. I guess because it's the moon.
Okay, I'm ready.
You right in there?
Yes. I'm going on the moon.
You've only agreed to do this because it's very hot and you've got a fan on there. I've just realised.
Okay, so I've got earphones on and I can hear an astronaut, it might be Tim Peake, talking to me about stuff.
Okay. You're still quite far from the moon?
Yeah, but there's a, I'm dive bombing accidentally and suddenly got a lot of fanning on my face, which on a day like today is pretty good. It's reducing my BO possibly.
Can you go and find that lunar rover that they left there?
I'd love to find, I'm getting really close to the surface.
Oh.
I can see craters and things, and I think can I land? I don't know, hang on. I'm going to
go down even further?
I'm just going to come in tight. What's that? That's the moon's, well, I think I've hit a crater.
It's just one small flap for bird kind.
This is really, really odd. I have just hit a crater. I crashed.
Okay.
I think the bottom line is Tim Peake's job is safe.
Tim Peake's left a little flex here on the wall. There's a quote from him. It says, "Flying over the lunar surface is an incredible experience. I'm lucky to have met a few people who've done it for real."
Whoa.
Yeah, Tim, because you've been to space.
You can actually feel quite a lot of forces, bizarrely, Rich. And
really?
Yeah, and I know I've never been on the surface of the moon before. Probably won't.
No.
But the fact that you can dial this into Google Maps and things, and I quite fancy flying over the Peak District one morning after a big coffee, or something like that. Whoa.
Anyway, the interesting point about this is that it did start as a bit of fun, but now it seems like it might have some actual genuine use for people who might need some help in some way. So it's quite a good example of stuff we have here in Future Lab, forward technology that's actually useful to human beings. And Jonny. We're here in the sort of robotics area of Future Lab. Over there's a little humanoid robot, but it's got a black leather jacket on. So I feel like they fed the AI too many episodes of Happy Days, and now it thinks it's the thong.
It is a bit grease-spec. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days. Wednesday, Thursday, you've forgotten to put trousers and pants on.
Yes, it hasn't got trousers on. You can see hydraulics mode. Anyway, that's not what we come here to talk about. If I seem a little tense, it's because behind us, the internet famous Boston Dynamics dog. Well, they don't call it a dog, they call it a quadruped, but then they've given it the name Spot. Sweet. Now, these are actually out there working for a living. This particular one has got LiDAR and various other sensors and scanners on it, so it can be sent into a building site to scan the progress of construction against the blueprints and the schedule. It could also go around a perimeter fence on a large site and check that the fence hasn't been damaged or fallen over or something like that.
It's sort of like a security guard and a security dog as well.
I don't think it can bite people, but it can report back that the fence is broken, which a normal dog can't do, apart from lassie. The purpose of these things is basically to do jobs that would be too dangerous or boring for human beings.
And the military use them as well. They use them for surveillance, reconnaissance, and presumably you could use them for some bomb disposal, that kind of thing as well. I mean, they did break the internet, like you said. I remember watching one of the first big viral videos of these running through the woods in a very sinister way, and then their creators sort of kicking them and trying to knock them over.
It felt cruel. It's sort of dog-like enough to make that feel mean, but
Here it comes.
I find these frightening in a way I can't fully explain. I kind of prefer an analog dog myself, but if you want one of these, this particular one with the LiDAR and other sensors on it would cost you £200,000.
Which is the price of what? One puppy during lockdown?
That's right.
Yeah. There's lots of really immersive stuff going on in the Future Lab. We've got are we allowed to call her a robot? I don't know, it's a robot. Yeah.
It says it up there.
Ameca or Ameca, I think of that as a small Hyundai. It was at one point the cheapest car in the UK.
Yeah.
This person here is a lot more intelligent than that.
Person.
Person.
It's quite weird, isn't it? You've gone to person.
She reacts so fast and has so many different facial expressions.
And facial expressions are sometimes unsettling because obviously it is a robot. Her eyes move, she blinks. There's no need for a robot to blink, but it's trying to humanise it. The eyes are actually cameras. They're tracking us.
They are.
Now, supposedly, we could tell her our names. That would be logged. We'd come back later and she would say, hello, Johnny, hello, Richard.
Yeah. Unless you change your name to something rude.
Hello, John and Richard.
Oh, God. See, she's listening. There's a mic there. That's feeding. You can ask her questions. We've come here as the last thing we're going to look at in Future Lab because finally the crowds have dispersed. People are fascinated by this thing because it is sort of weirdly fascinating.
I'm going to ask her a question and then you're going to ask her a question, okay?
Okay, go on.
All right. How many Morris Marinas were sold?
Sounds like a plan. What's your question? Around 1.2 million Morris Marinas were sold. Now, what's your favourite car?
My favourite car is a Panther 6.
You can also ask her to do things as well. I'll show you in a sec.
Urban adventures.
Ameca, could you raise the roof?
Roof raised. What's next on the dance floor?
Do you know what? It's so strange because on the one hand it's blatantly robotic.
Yes.
And on the other hand, it's spookily human, and it's freaking me out and fascinating me in equal measure.
Every so often you just go, it's actual person because they've cocked an eyebrow. This is a bit of fun here, and people have been seemingly having quite a lot of fun with it. You can ask it to come up with a poem. It's all running through ChatGPT, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
But there is potentially a real use for this down the line. Possibly the most important thing when I asked someone from the robotics place is companionship, which is sort of fascinating and chilling all at the same time. But certainly a window into the future we might be having at some point. Who knows when.
I think the world of home help is definitely going to be aided by robots as we get older, but I want to ask it some important questions.
Go on then.
What are you thinking about?
Who is the lead singer of Marillion?
The lead singer of Marillion is Steve Hogarth.
Well, is now. Anyway, on that note,
Yes.
it's time to wrap it up here at the fascinating Future Lab. Rather than us say goodbye, let's take a terrifying look into the future and get somebody more competent to do it.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Thank you for watching and goodbye.